Hey guys, Adam from Tint Academy. I'm going to show you how to shrink and set up the back window on this Volkswagen Golf. Number one question you get with doing rear windows is the Volkswagen Golf. It's one of the harder ones to do out there. So we're doing what's called a box. I'm not going to use a plotter. We do not want you guys using plotters. We want excess film here, excess film here. So if I do any kind of runoff creases, I can get them off the glass. So first, we do my steps. Now I already did my inside prep. I did my outside prep. We're doing a dry shrink. There's a video down below where you can see the actual dry shrink. So my first cut is I'm going to do a top cut like a U. Okay. The reason why I'm doing that is I want this up higher. In case I crease it here, it's not going to be on the actual glass. I'm going to bring this up as high as I can. So it's giving me an extra about inch, 2 inches, so I can make those errors. Next step is I'm going to make my excess cuts. I want to get rid of any excess films that may be hanging off the glass. So next thing is I have this wiper here, so I want to cut around this wiper. Now our setup needs to be very good here. If I have a lot of fingers and I have a hard time, so I'm going to take this hand, come across here, and I'm going to spread out that film. I want that film to try to travel through that glass. Now I'm going to come across the side and we're going to go through the middle. Now typically on videos we do a big line here to push all these fingers down. I don't want to really create any balance there, so I'm going to do a light attack here. You can see my glass where I'm cutting is actually through here, so all these fingers on the side really don't matter. So first thing I'm going to do is with my heat gun, I'm going to make sure that these are all going up vertically. So I'm going to light heat, just making sure they're going up and following the direction I want them to go up. Now with my heat gun, I'm going to work in small patterns, working my way across. You can see here, this is kind of coming up into a little bit of a wad, and break that up through here. Now that's right. Now with the bottom. So a lot of us have a harder time with this bottom, same thing. I want to warm this stem up, get it all kind of come around the glass. So I'm working little 2-inch segments. You can see here, so it's getting a little bit of a bigger finger here. So I'm taking my fingers and pull that down. We do what's called a little bit of a pull shrink here, just to get that to sit down in the direction that I want it to go. I'm going to come through here. So around those tough corners here, I'm going to do a little bit of pull thing. Let's go the other same thing. I'm going to come through and I'm just going to warm up that film to make sure it's going in the direction that I want. I'm going to work on those 2-inch segments. Now this one, I'm going to pull shrink it a little bit here as well. Bring that down. Last is our final corner across here. So same thing, I'm going to pull this all down, making sure the film's coming down the direction I want. I don't want the film to dictate what direction I'm going through here. Same thing, I come through here, working my little 2-inch segments, come back here. I'm getting a big finger across here, so I'm going to pull that up, get a little bit of pull shrink going through there. Good. Now we're shrunk. So we have a couple of creases coming off here. I really don't care about those creases because we have that excess film because we're bulking this back window. So our next step is going to be, we'll actually do our cut. So with that cut, I'm going to throw a light in the back. These Volkswagens are typically a lot tighter. So our rule of thumb is we really want to go about a 1/4 inch past that dot matrix. On this one, I want to come closer into a 1/8 on this dot matrix. So I'm going to throw a light in the back. Let's make that cut. Can you go in there and just shine the light for me? Perfect. So now we did our shrink. Now it's always important to do a wet shrink right after you do our shrink. We believe that you can only really get about 90% of that shrink down when you do that a dry shrink. So doing a wet shrink mitigates any issues that you may have. Get rid of any fingers that may pop or up or anything across those lines. The first thing, I wet underneath, I wet over top. With my hand, I'm just going to push it out as flat as I can. With my hard cut, and come across the center, come down. So you can see here, I got a couple of fingers that are popping up there, which is totally okay. But this time here, I'm going to push everything down. So I'm going to see exactly where those fingers are gone. So now we're going to run it over again with the heat gun to get rid of any of these kind of fingers. Now, on this Volkswagen, you typically get a big finger across here. So with my finger, you can see it popping up here. I'm going to pull it down. Then I'm going to try to lock it in so it doesn't go anywhere. We need to get rid of these fingers here. You come through, break that down, push that down. With my heat gun, I'm just going to keep going over top of it, push that down. Now to test it, I'm just going to run my heat gun over top. So I'm not going to come underneath it and come right over top. Make sure that we get all these guys sitting down. So that's how we shrink the back window. So now I'm still getting a few fingers. I could wet it underneath, do it again. So again, the biggest thing here is when I do my wet shrink, I don't want to bring the heat gun underneath. I want to come always over top. If I come underneath that piece of film, it could lift it up and burn the corners of those film as well. So again, I could do this one more time, spray underneath, rebuild my H pattern, and really attack those fingers. Next step is do one more inside prep, spray, squeegee spray, then we're ready to install. So yeah, we took a lot of our normal steps that we do, we changed a little bit. So just a quick review. I don't do a hard tack down on the side here. I'll go pretty loose. I want always excess film. In case I do make a mistake, we're pushing that crease off the actual glass where we're cutting it. Then we're doing a wet shrink to make sure that we get rid of any kind of fingers. So I hope this helps. If you're ever stuck on a Volkswagen Golf, they are tougher windows. Take it slow, a lot of heat. Watch the videos that we have down below to help you navigate through those back windows.